morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out this book, Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifan Please. Amazon.com. Thank you. Stick around. Newspaper headlines. Good morning and welcome to Ebona de 103.5 FM. Today, the third day of April 2024. Today is Wednesday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that the complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, The Sun, Daily Post, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. Stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Federal government finalizing electricity subsidy removal plans a 200% tariff hike. FIRS apologizes over offensive Easter social media post. Wike opens up on differences with Godfather Peter Odili. Wike opens up on differences with Godfather Peter Odili. Telecom services to face disruption as workers threaten indefinite strike. Christian Association of Nigeria wants FIRS to retract insensitive Easter message, apologize to Christians. Peter Obi, economics lecture. Peter Obi, economists lecture Tinubu's government on how to reduce borrowing. JAMB uncovers 1,665 fake A-level results. Dangote, Otedola, Adenuga, Rabiu makes Forbes richest list amid Naira devaluation. Police confirm release of 28 abducted children in Castana. Joint task force arrest 10 suspected kidnappers, rescue 9 victims in Delta. JTF arrests 10 suspected kidnappers and rescues 9 victims in Delta. Many homeless as rainfall wreaks havoc in Oyo community. Adeleke lists new retirement age conditions for Osun teachers. We have returned 2 million out of school children's We have returned 2 million out of school children to classrooms. Federal government. Tinubu, other leaders witness inauguration of Faye as Senegal president. Bandits abduct worshippers during prayers in Zamfara mosques. Kogi court remands for over alleged theft, fraud, impersonation. Pedestrian dies in Lagos multiple auto crash. Shops, goods destroyed as fire guts popular market in Kwara. Gunmen abduct 2 Taraba Varsity students. Army probe Ikeja cantonment explosion. Amnesty decries non-prosecution of Deborah's killers 2 years after. Man need 20 million naira for bone marrow transplant. Others. Police probe death of DCP Bulahan on Easter Sunday. Traders, landlords protest attack on Soludo's road project. Tinubu congratulates Olu of Warri on birthday. Prison decongestion. Federal government begin implementation of non-custodial measures. 1.28 trillion naira FCT budget will revolutionize. Lagos Judiciary announces 30,000 naira fee for virtual hearing. We have returned 2 million out of school children to classrooms. Federal government. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Federal government enrolls 2 million out of school children in basic education. Ukwama, 17, Monarch held for surrendering to military. 9 students kidnapped in Delta freed. 9 students kidnapped in Delta freed. Bandits release 30 abducted children in Castana. Kogi court remands 4 for robbery, fraud. Others. Dangote, Rabiu, Otedola, Adenuga make Forbes 2024 billionaire list. Nasarawa Varsity appoints Modibo acting vice chancellor 4 years after bandit attack. Kagara College remains shut. Wike explains demolition of Okachuku's property. Police nab kidnapper in Adamawa. Don't merge Army Varsity with NDA. Boronu leaders beg Tinubu. Kogi court remands 4 for robbery, fraud. Others. Dangote, Rabiu, we've taken this. Nasarawa Varsity appoints Modibo acting VC. Ondo APC ticket. Ayedatiwa, Akeredoru's camp head for showdown. Abure disregarded Obi's advice for all-inclusive convention. Tanko. PDP neck. North Central set to produce Ayu's replacement. APC caucus raises alarm over threat to Arebo Shala's life. Why APC will take over Akwa Ibom in 2027. Atiku returns to Nigeria ahead of crucial PDP NEC meeting. No opposition measure can unseat Tinubu in 2027. Nabena. Zamfara government denies borrowing 14.26 billion naira. Call your attack dogs to order. Ganduje aid, tells Soludo. Injury. Super Eagles star Boniface back in Bayern. If Mourinho has stayed at Inter, we did kept winning, says Matarazzi. If Mourinho had stayed at Inter, we did have kept winning, says Matarazzi. Former minister to unveil new football club, Black Scorpion. Warri Wolves win 2024 Delta Federation Trophy. Fraudsters clone Airpeace website, dupe customers. Keystone Bank trains 30 youths on digital skills in Rivers. Metering gap widens further as electricity consumers increase to 12.12 million. Recapitalization. Experts charge CBN on safety of depositors' funds. Nigeria on track with 70% NIN target report. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. From the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. Forex turnover in official markets rises 95% to $12.68 billion in Q1 2024. Transcorp Hotels PLC delivers stronger performance in 2023. Hardship, Dangote, Adenuga, Rabiu, Otedola maintain top ranking on Forbes list. The changing world, the place of artificial intelligence. Acharami, Synergy, partners NMDPRA to promote clean energy policy. CBN's aggressive fight against inflation. Southeast manufacturers brainstorm on alliance with government for massive production, mobilizing to save the economy. At NAB, what happens in Vegas can't remain in Vegas. At NMB, what happens in Vegas can't remain in Vegas. Amami, insecurity and northern elite. Ukuama, police, not army should probe, try suspects. Sans, retired judges. Dangote, we've taken this. Senegal, Nigerian youths only interested in PAs to presidents, governors. Shore, $350 million, 85 billion naira loan go after El Rufai. Shehu Sani tells Kaduna government. Naira appreciates to 1,270 naira in parallel market. Prominent leaders absent as Ganduje tax leaders on forgiveness, reconciliation. 44-year-old Faye sworn in as Senegalese president. Governor Abiodun's ex-aide, Joseph Odemuyiwa, dies in auto crash. Governor Abiodun's ex-aide, Joseph Odemuyiwa, dies in auto crash. University of Maiduguri Vice Chancellor clarifies a report on lecturer's murder in office. Troops freeze 9 kidnapped victims in Delta, nab 10 suspects. Suspected gunmen abduct students in Delta, demands 10 million naira. How organ harvesters deceived villagers to sell their kidneys. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Our anti-corruption fight will spare no one. EFCC. I was asked to make $10,000 weekly. Gang raped for porn apps. Nigerian girl trafficked to Ghana. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Vanguard newspaper, we flip over to the Punch newspaper. Ondo doctors begin strike over 7 months salary arrears. Gunmen kidnap Taraba varsity students. Troops foil church attack. Bridge curriculum. Industry needs gap. LCCI. Bridge curriculum. Industry need gap. LCCI. Host communities urge to partner multinationals. Plateau motorcyclists shun government ban on operations. 6 scavengers arrested for defacing Falomo Bridge. Fake degrees. Federal government awaits probe report. Threatens corporate arrest. Senegal president sworn in. Advocates Africa's unity, security. Edo APC settles opposed a primary crisis. Receives PDP defectors. Akinterenwa Okefum as Ondo APC elders endorse Ayedatiwa. Akinterenwa Okefum as Ondo APC elders endorse Ayedatiwa. Federal government, Interpol in talks over Binance chief's extradition. Police avert Easter crisis as Gombe Hisba clashes with Boys Brigade. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning, Lagos State government prosecuted 219 pedestrians for crossing highways. Spokesman Lasma decries attacks on officers by Danfo passengers. Diesel price drops. Dangote sells 1,225 naira per litre. Supplies petrol May. Reps Disability Agency summon KFC over alleged discrimination. Joint Task Force rescues kidnapped Naba rating. Copper arrest gang. Israeli-Hamas war. Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission chiefs Jerusalem pilgrimage resumption. Israeli-Hamas war. Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission chiefs Jerusalem pilgrimage resumption. NGF plans a trust fund to tackle out of school children crisis. Truck drivers reject Plateau's movement restriction. 500,000 naira fine. Fake certificates. JAMB begins a pre-verification policy for 15 schools. 20 months after manhunt, Oshu police nab suspected cultists. Bauchi has more sectors to hygiene net policy. PDP force Yahaya's 43 billion naira new government house project. Bauchi Nigerian Labour Congress begs government to monetize palliatives. How Gombe highway potholes aid criminal activities. Police. United States Agency for International Development, USAID, urges Gombe partners on programs implementation. United States Agency for International Development urges Gombe partners on programs implementation. Sokoto government says BBC loan story misleading. Benue probe panel ready to quiz ex-governor Otom. Emulate Prophet Muhammad's lifestyle, Dawn urges Muslims. Joint Health Workers Union writes federal government demands upward salary adjustment. Abiodun mourns as ex-aide dies in auto crash. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Christian Association of Nigeria demands a public apology from FIRS over Easter message. Executive legislative relationship yielding development across states. Enugu government extols speaker. Executive legislative relationship yielding development across states. Enugu governor extols speaker. EFCC to arraign two top officials of Binance Limited today. DR Congo gets first female prime minister. Outrage as Israeli airstrike kills 7 aid workers in Gaza. Deputy Commissioner of Police commits suicide in Oyo. Hunger. KB residents invade warehouse, loot bags of rice, maize, millet. I don't wish my worst enemies to have the ordeal I had with my abductors. Ozegeme. Easter Sunday, 19 persons shit death in Benue auto crash. Insecurity. Passengers avoid rail travels as Q4 2023 records low turnout. Easter. Leaders must emulate Jesus' sacrifice. Tinubu. Many sins of wanted militant leader, General Amegbein. Edo APC leaders resolve disagreements set for electoral victory. Edo Guba APC leaders will taken this. Wike explains why he is at loggerheads with Odili. Ondo 2024. Kekemeke APC National Vice Chairman joins Guba race. Senator Ume warns troublemakers in Labour Party. 2027. North can't stop Tinubu's second term bid. Arewa think tank. Customs sensitizes Kanu FTZ stakeholders warns against smuggling, duty evasion. Business mogul Agbambi lost Ulu of Warri. Electricity tariff hike imminent as a federal government raises domestic-based gas price for power firms. Dangote, Adenuga, Rabiu, Otedola makes Forbes richest billionaires list. Ndidi spurs Leicester City to win against Norwich. 2024 Paris Olympics playoffs. Injury knocks out Pumptre against South Africa. Families turning to beggars. How to end hostilities in Nigeria. OMPALAN proposes blueprint. Kidnapping, banditry will soon be over. Commissioner of Police, FCT. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Daily Post newspaper. We'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Wike admits relationship with Odili not smooth. Delta, 9 suspects now in custody over killing of 6 policemen, says Adejobi. Traditional ruler turbans chiefs in 17 states. Religion can't divide us, says Akpabio. Oyebanji's wife, Don DG. Scholars extols Aremu at 60. 8 PDP ex-local government chairmen defect to APC. Stakeholders call for reforms in Nigeria's care industry. How to address the neonatal mortality in Nigeria by NLNG. Niger Delta Development Commission orders to tackle police housing deficit. Still on the stories on the Nation newspaper this morning. Reps committee to probe KFC discrimination against Daniel's son. JAMB uncovers 1,665 fake A-level results. T reconciles Aliyah with Akume. Ogun tackles rural-urban drift with 4,000 housing units. Tinubu returns from Senegal. Veteran filmmaker Frank Vagan dies. Rivers inaugurates task force on food safety. Tinubu celebrates Ulu of Warri at 40. Pandemonium as Oshun hunter shoots resident dead. Binance. 2 officials for arraignment Thursday over alleged money laundering, tax infractions. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to some of the stories we missed on the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Protests rock Federal Teaching Hospital Lokoja over death of ward attendant. Ondo resident doctors begin 14-day warning strike over non-payment of salary. Former NLC president Siroma is dead. Ekiti government expresses readiness to collaborate with federal government on tourism development. Governor's involvement in Ohanese's affair will fast-track development in Southeast. Uhuabunwa, Sokoto government denies taking foreign loans to execute projects. Batsari, 28 girls kidnapped in Castena rescued. Police. Wike reveals how he plans to spend FCT's 1.28 trillion naira statutory budget. Adeleke lists new retirement age conditions for teachers in Oshun, Ogun. Governor Abiodu's ex-aide, Professor Odemuyiwa, dies in car crash. Zamfara government imposes curfew along Castena, Sokoto borders. Troops neutralize terrorists for kidnap attempt in Taraba. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning.